Morning here. I'm coming out to pick some basil in the garden, and I'm going to try to set up my tripod so I can be hands-free and talk at the same time. Let's see how well I do with this. Hope you caught the live. Well, actually, it wasn't a live. It was short. Mr. Painter walked Meg for me this morning because I had stuff I had to do today. But now I'm ready to spend a little time in the garden. I'm going to make some basil vinegar today. Let's see, I'm trying to get this tripod adjusted. There we go. So I'm just going to trim some of this basil off. You can see it's getting pretty big. Oh, good. You can see my hands. You can see it's getting pretty big. And I don't want to trim the whole plant back because I want it to keep growing basil. So I'm just going to take the biggest leaves off. This is beautiful basil. This is the purple ruffles or purple basil. Actually, it's purple basil. Usually the purple ruffles is more purple. Although it's possible that it could be not as dark here with all the sun we get, right? Because stuff kind of bleaches out. But let's just get some basil leaves. Normally my very favorite vinegar to make is a mixture of basil and flowers, edible flowers like marigolds, nasturtiums, calendula. But unfortunately, all my edible flowers couldn't handle the heat we had this year. Thankfully, the herbs have held up though. So I guess you would consider calendula to be an herb, right? Sort of, maybe. Comment if you have an opinion. I just love basils. It's one of my favorites. I have a few different kinds growing. I have, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I have the Genovese basil, and I think I have the large leaf Italian basil going too in another location. But let's just get these big leaves so that the little leaves, it's kind of overcast and humid. I'm wondering if we might get some rain. I've found the forecast really isn't very accurate when it comes to that. I think we were supposed to get some rain maybe headed towards more the weekend, but it's kind of looking like it could happen today. Only time will tell on that. I love my homemade basils. They're so wonderful. I like to use them mostly on salad, but you could use them in other ways too. And one thing that's really great about the homemade basil, other than it's super affordable to make yourself and super easy to make yourself, is that it has what they call the mother in it. Anything that's been superheated and sealed that's a vinegar doesn't have the mother in it. The mother is actually a living, fermenting, probiotic type substance made with the plant life and the sugar and the water. And it's super good for you. Kind of like fermented vegetables are super good for you, right? This is a good way to put a little splash of probiotics with some flavor on your salad. Dropped a couple of these leaves. Okay. And while I don't actually have any edible flowers, I do have some fennel fronds, and I have some lemon balm that we could add to this too. I think that might be really nice, right? So let's get as much of these big basil leaves off as we can, and then we will walk over and get ourselves some other plant life from the garden to go in our basil vinaigrette. And I'm going to prune some of this because this, you see what I'm doing right here? If you cut this off at this point right here, it will actually divide and then two branches will come off and you'll end up getting a lot more basil in the long run. So let's do that a little bit here. Just the ones that I haven't already done this to, right? Ooh, I can't believe how warm it is out here. It's really cooking. Thank goodness the sun isn't shining. Well, I mean, at least shining through the clouds anyway, right? It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. And I guess you can still get sunburned on days like today too, so we're not going to want to be out here too long, right? I do most of my outside time early in the morning. All right, this is a nice amount of basil. Let's go ahead and check out some of our other herbs. Take a look at this pumpkin. It's a good day to check for spaghetti, or I can't talk today. It's a good day to check for squash bugs too, right? They tend to come out more when it's overcast or just rained or just watered. Look at this pumpkin, it's going crazy. The trees are actually looking quite happy now. Growing new leaves. Oh, there's the doves. All right. Cucumber looks super happy. Here we go. Here's the lemon balm right here. Let's see, how can I position this? See that? And something really cool that happened with this is actually reseeding. Oh, that looks like that didn't get enough water. Yeah, there we go. That's a whole new plant. It germinated itself. So that's really awesome. All right, let me see how I can position this so you can see. It's a little hard with these. Maybe I'll figure it out. Not a tripod expert here. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's see if we can get this octopus to wrap around the edge of the pot. That might work. Well, let's just get ourselves some lemon balm here and keep going forward. What do you say? Let's do that. All right. Bear with me for a minute, please. Wow, it's almost like I turned a light on or something too. Sorry, I'm really fighting with my tripod. There we go. Is that going to hold up a little better? There we go. All right, let's put a little lemon balm. I know you can't see what I'm doing, so I apologize for that. But we'll get some lemon balm and a little fennel fronds, and we will be ready to go make our basil vinaigrette. All right. Get some fennel here. This is a major tripod fail, right? This is the fennel, and you can see that this fennel came up later, and so it's been out in the heat, so there's not much to it, right? It's a little horehound right there. It has like a licorice taste. Let's go ahead and get a little fennel to add in. Take much. Fennel actually has a really strong flavor, so don't get too much fennel, just a little bit. You want it to be more like a note, right? There we go. Let's take this project inside. Let's give this a little rinse. Oh, hey, I'm not Nico. How's it going today? I can just barely see your comment here. It's hard for me to see when I'm on the tripod. And not Nico, did you change your handle again? Now it's not cash? Everybody could use a little more cash, right? Let's just give this a little rinse off here, right? And while that drains, let's come over to our setup. See if I can get this dialed in a little better. Over this way. All right, so basically what we're going to do here is we have a quart jar. You don't have to sterilize this, but I kind of have a cheater method for semi-sterilization. I put about this much water in the bottom of the quart jar and I microwave it for 6 minutes, dump it out, let it cool. And we're going to add a half cup of sugar to this. And we're going to spill it all over the countertop in the process, just a little bit, it won't hurt anything. And I also have some filtered water over here that's ready for once we get the herbs loaded in the jar. So let's go ahead and get our herbs in the jar. I guess it's not my day today. I wasn't meant to do any videos, apparently. Not sure what I have going on with this tripod, but it is not my friend, let me tell you that. Maybe I can prop something that'll hold it. Let's see what we can do here. There we go, that's going to work. So we have our basil and our fennel and our lemon balm, and we're just going to add it to the jar with the sugar. And these leaves are all in really good condition on the plants. You don't really want to use any excessively bug-eaten leaves for anything, right? And be mindful to only use edible herbs when you're making vinegars. You don't want to use eucalyptus, right? Okay, so we have this in here. Now we're going to add some filtered water. We want to use water that does not have chlorine in it, right? So here we go. Let's just add this in. And I'm going to go ahead and stir this with a wooden bamboo skewer. Get that sugar mixed in. See how easy this is to do. And we're just going to cover this because we don't want bugs getting in it, right? And we're going to stir this every day for 2 weeks. And since this is my favorite vinegar, I actually already have some going right here. So now I will have 2 jars of basil vinegar, and I'm going to stir this every day for 2 weeks. Then I'll strain it into a jar and let it continue to ferment. It'll get a little bubbly, it'll smell really nice as it ferments. And that's just our basic process for making a homemade vinegar.
Are you having a good day?
I'm having a great tripod. You're gonna look for some squash bugs? Okay, I'm almost done here with the basil vinegar. That's okay.
Hi, everybody.
He says hi.
Uncle Gary.
I think not Nico has a new handle now.
Oh, does he?
I'm fighting with my tripod. You're gonna have to look at this for me. It was like flopping all over the place.
Video, we'll take them.
Okay. Yeah. Not Nico is now not cash.
Yeah, I see what
I told him sometimes we need cash too. That's all good. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to figure out my tripod. I apologize for the spinning camera. Have a great day, everybody.